Next week, I want to hear about your top 3 biggest fears. No.
You just said the same thing you said last time.
I did? What do you mean? Oh, fears?
No, you were like, oh, let me say it in a better way. You were about to say it the exact same way.
I did stop myself at least.
Halfway through the sentence that you had already repeated.
And this is Gaytriarchs. So, David, I trepidatiously stepped into the middle school on Friday night, and I was a dance decorator for my 8th grade daughter. And let me tell you, first of all,
prophecy has been fulfilled. Oh my God.
was reliving all of my high school student council mid-90s dreams by being that guy now decorating for his daughter. Now, the way our school does it is the 8th graders get their exclusive little VIP section. So you're not decorating the entire gym or cafeteria, as it were, overheated, no windows, just sweaty mess, and not in the good way when we're talking about 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Anyway, but I was the chair of the little, dance committee for parents, not for kids. And yeah, the prophecy had, came home to roost.
It was finally, the destiny.
It was all meant to be. And so then I was there like serving pizza to the kids afterwards. And I do have to say it was hilarious that, of course, and unexpectedly and understandably, my daughter made no eye contact with me. Intentionally did not make eye contact with me. Now, there were like 7 parents there, and we were all laughing, trying to be subtle and out of it and not, intruding, but also marveling at 1, how big our kids are, 2, how much they hate us and don't want to be near us. But anyway, that was fun. And I felt like it was a win because my daughter actually complimented me on the decorations, which was blacking out a hallway and letting them draw on the walls with glow in the dark light markers and whatnot. So that was a win. But what was an even bigger win earlier in the week was recently discovered that my partner's phone translates, or rather sends messages directly to the car without him being able to click on anything. So we've suddenly had to be really careful about what we text or what I text him, because everything gets read out automatically without anything,
God.
Right? Which is very, very dangerous.
From
right?
Gavin.
Yeah.
Please tongue punch my fart box. And you're like, wait, what, Dad? What is that?
Precisely. So just the other day, though, I knew, beginning of the week last week, I knew that she was in the car with him. In fact, both kids were. And so I texted something along the lines of, I don't think I need to do a direct reading, but it was basically poopy, poopy, poop, poop, fart, poop, poop, nipple, nipple, fart, boobies, 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 nipple, fart, poop.
Which is also your Gmail password.
and then another poop, just for comedic response. Sure. And she texted back to me, Dad, that was inappropriate and rude. I loved it. And I felt like...
That's a big win. That's a double win. That's a grand slam, I think, in sports, right? 2? I don't know. 3?
Something like that.
Is it a birdie, an eagle? That's really great. Yeah. I know I will struggle at exactly the position you're in, because I'm going to want to be the decorator, because that's also my destiny. That is my prophecy. But I am going to struggle with the balance of like being chill and making sure that my kid is not embarrassed so they can have the evening of their dreams. But also, I find joy in making my kid embarrassed. And the dark part of it.
Really? That will change.
Yeah.
I do think that's a just you wait moment. I do think that you will have to. Yeah, okay, but I can't wait for us.
What if Britney's Oops comes on? Like, I'm expected not to dance in front of everyone? Like, that's cruel. I'm a man of a certain age. Like that
And you know how to move your body too in not embarrassing ways. And so you're setting a bar.
But that would humiliate them. But also, okay. So I'm glad that you have the wins. That's really great.
I'm sure
these,
the next
my
3
daughter's
months,
stories end up in some sort of like she's not talking to me thing. So, wow, double win. That's amazing.
Totally.
I was also hero dad because I have been traveling so fucking much lately.
Oh yeah.
That when I swoop in, it's like daddy, daddy, daddy. He's the greatest daddy of the whole time because I haven't been yelling at them for weeks. And so it was so nice because I was gone for a week and a half in LA and then a week in Wisconsin. I just got back and then, they run into my arms and they just want to be with me and they listen to me and everything is yes, daddy. And it took about 11 minutes before I started yelling at them about something and then they were crying and then it was all back to what it was. But one of the things that was so funny is like, I was in a different time zone and it's so hard to like coordinate like maybe a bedtime like FaceTime or just trying to find, and it just never happened. And one time I was going to bed and I was so far behind hours that they were all already asleep. And I turned on the monitor and I could see that my daughter was having a midnight meltdown.
Yeah.
She woke up. She was confused. She was crying. My husband in there was trying to talk to her and she was having none of it. She's flopping on the ground. I can hear my husband's blood pressure rising. And I'm just like, close app. Good night. And then I could just go to bed. So it was really, really lovely. But one of the things that happened that I feel like is good news for the gays and the kids of the world is that the event I was directing was an award ceremony for high schoolers, and they all get in like they all get dressed up. So they had gentlemen dressing rooms, they had ladies dressing rooms, and they had non-binary, gender fluid.
Okay.
And it was like normal. And there was all kinds of gender presentations. And it was not a big city. Yeah. And I was like, everyone seemed to be super, like it was not even an issue. And so I was like, okay, maybe the kids are going to be all right.
Maybe the kids are going to be all right.
Maybe that should have been my something great.
No, I'm sure you'll find something multi or just an app, your latest app obsession.
No, it's actually a song. It's a song, so it's just as basic. So
well, I have not thought about mine yet, so we'll have to figure out see what I'm excited come up with in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So last week, another one of my favorite podcasters and previous DILF of the week, I believe, Ezra Klein, had a very interesting.
That beard.
Nope. Take that back. Take it all back. It was not Ezra Klein.
Who was it?
It's Mike, not Birbiglia. That's the comedian, right? Mike, who does the Daily on the New York Times. Clearly you're not editing this out. I'm confused. I listen to a lot of podcasts. Okay.
Can you tell by the tone of my voice if I'm editing out or not? You can't you? You know when I'm like, I'll allow it.
I'm just going to let Gavin flounder and look like an idiot. Anyway, I was listening to an interview last week with a woman. She's a New York Times Magazine writer named Susan Dominus, and she just wrote a big article called The Secret Power of Siblings. And I suggest listening to this interview because you know what it does? Absolves us of any guilt or responsibility.
Okay, then now I'm interested.
The thesis is parents don't do shit. It's all about the siblings. Like, we try so hard.
We don't have an effect on our kids, but our they're okay. All right.
Yes. Now, let's not consider right now. We can ponder another episode what that means for only children, like myself. But it is basically saying we try to helicopter, we try to control, we try to regulate, we try to educate, we try to inform, we try to... It all just basically comes down to siblings. And sometimes it's sibling rivalry and sometimes it's sibling partnership. And I mean, there were a lot of stories. I mean, basically, it kind of made me think like a thesis can just be anything. It's like reading your horoscope at the end of the day. She's like, look at the proof of all of this, where these 4 siblings really looked out for each other and they all went to Harvard and they're all, Oscar award winners or whatever, not Oscars, but Pulitzer Prize winners. Or then this family of 3 delinquents, they didn't get along at all and they all ended up delinquents. But look at the power of the siblings. I mean, listen, you can frame it however you want, but the main crux of it is that we're not responsible. None of it is our fault.
Boom.
So,
love it.
boom.
That's all I've heard. I've heard nothing else in what you've said other than it's not my fault. I wonder if there's like a similar parallel to, how like they say, when your kids are a little older, especially in teens, where they don't listen to you, but they will listen to other people's parents. So to make sure that the other people's parents in their lives are morally aligned with you. So I wonder if that's like a similar thing where like they're not looking at the parents for any sort of leadership, but they are looking at people around them.
Well, I definitely You know what? I don't think I brought this up last week, but it is in the last couple of weeks. I had a conversation with somebody who we were lamenting being parents of teens. And the other guy, how was this? He said he had recently read a study where we would have more effect on our teens if we got our friends, the parents, if we got our friends to give the advice to the kids.
Totally.
because the kids are so pre-programmed right now to flee the nest that they will listen to other people, but we're obviously they're just programmed to think we're idiots, obviously. So, speaking of idiots, there's a bunch of good news in the world right now. So I am happy to be back to being America's finest news source with a bunch of actually really good gay news. All right.
I can't believe it.
First of all, an appeals court in Florida has found that the drag ban is most likely unconstitutional. Now, the grounding for that is because it's impermissibly vague and that the drag shows are basically the law said you can't be inappropriately close or in proximity to minors, which makes no sense, obviously, whatsoever. But that might be repealed. So, hey, Florida, I mean, you're stupid.
Can I let our begin? Yeah, can I let our listener know that he spelled appeals appeles? In our document, it says appeals court.
And impermissibly is impermissibly. Listen, I'm very, very fast typer and not accurate. So,
Gavin, when were you typing this?
4 seconds before we got on.
4 seconds before we started recording. Okay, continue. That was great. That was great gay news. Okay.
Number 2, Sports Illustrated is featuring its very first lesbian cover girl.
How is that possible?
Yeah, I mean,
lesbians are all up in and out. Oh, I see. Out.
Probably. I mean, I just put that caveat on there, but they're touting it.
So that's amazing.
It's kind of cool.
We love lesbians here at Gaytriarchs.
Obvi, and especially one. No, I wouldn't say one's on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I would say Sports Illustrated. First of all, we've now said Sports Illustrated 4 times. And it's the first 4 times that it's ever been mentioned, I would say, in 107 episodes, wouldn't you? But
I still am unsure of what Sports Illustrated is. I'm just happy that a lesbian is the first to do something on the thing. I have literally no idea what Sports Illustrated is.
And then I put this in under the category of good news because it's almost campy. It's just so fucking ridiculous. Senator Mike Lee of Utah is essentially introducing a bill to ban porn. Like, it is so vague.
Sure.
They're, protecting the kids from prurient graphics and words and whatnot. And I mean, okay, admittedly, the gay rag that I got this out of is making it look like they're banning porn, which is probably not even what Mike Lee would say, because Mike Lee has an, OnlyFans page.
I want to know what Mike Lee's search terms are on Pornhub. Yeah, that's what I want to
know. Totally. Nevertheless, we will definitely have to keep our eye on bill number. Hold on. I should have had that ready. I sort of did, but
this will be a really good listening experience for our listener.
You're welcome. Okay, the Interstate Obscenity Definition Act, the IOTA. The IOTA? That seems like we could definitely have fun with the Interstate Obscenity Definition Act, IOTA. We'll think of that. Listener, tell us what you think IODA should really stand for. And we'll send it to Senators Mike Lee and Representative Mary Miller of Illinois.
I own dicks in titties. But the N doesn't count.
Sort of. The T doesn't count. Yeah, the bill would amend the Communications Act of 1934 to redefine obscenity as any content that, quote, taken as a whole, appeals to the prurient interest in nudity, sex, or excretion.
Oh, my God.
Depicts, describes, or represents, they couldn't think of a third D word, actual or simulated sexual acts with the objective intent to arouse, titillate, or gratify the sex. I don't even need to finish the sentence. This is so fucking ridiculous. It is definitely just a porn bill. How ridiculous. Well, Senator Mike Lee, we'll get your IOTA in the end. Anyway.
What does that mean?
IOTA,
you'll get his IOTA in the end?
His intent, what was it already? I've already forgotten what the name of the bill is, but were not creative in their acronym. That's for damn sure.
This is all you. You're the DILF of the week. You're just leading this whole episode.
Okay.
I hope
well,
our
you know what?
Is excited about a Gavin-led episode.
I can't believe we've actually gone 3 or 4 episodes into having a DILF of the week without talking about Mr. Matt Bomer.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you saw, what was it, White Collar? And did you ever see it?
No, I don't watch like those are like grandpa shows. Those like procedurally kind of like, do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, did you catch the most recent thing of like Halt and Catch Fire? It's like, no, I didn't. What are you talking about? But well, yes, I know. Yes,
I will never forget that time. And I was like, who the hell is that? And he was so quickly outed, wasn't he? Because he wasn't out when he started it, I don't think. Anyway, he was quickly outed and he was like, yeah, well, okay. And he didn't, shove it back into the closet, but also wasn't exactly flying a flag. But whatever. Anyway, he's married with 3 sons, all via surrogacy. Hey, Maddie, why don't you come on our show and tell us about it? Plus, 2 of his sons are twins, which that is a whole lot of...
And also, maybe he can come on the show and tell us, like, why are you doing Mid-Century Modern? That show is not good. The show is not good.
Oh, Matt Bomer. Anyway, I think he's our Doof of the Week because damn.
And you know what else is damn?
Tell me.
Our top 3 list.
Gaytriarchs top 3 list. 3, 2, 1.
Oof, that was just the best transition ever. I'm not used to talking. You've been literally monologuing for 18 minutes.
Sorry about it.
This week is my list. It is the top 3 guys named Dave.
Yes, I remember this now.
The caveat is obviously you can't use me because we know I'm.
You know what, David? I went with this, as I always do, instinctually of what just comes to mind first. Mm-hmm. I try not to overthink it because if I overthink it, Mm-hmm. And you were not who came up right away.
That feels really good. Great. Okay, so number 3 for me, comedy legend of the 90s, Dave Coulier.
Okay.
Cut it out. Dave Coulier. Mm-hmm. He's my number 3. Number 2, come on. Also genius comedian. Sometimes gets in trouble, but in general, one of the best comedians of all time, Dave Chappelle.
Oh, I'm crossing him off my list now.
No.
He was there.
Gavin, we've got to have a talk about this. It's fun when we have crossover.
Oh, okay.
So if you are also like, my number 1 is Dave Chappelle as you go through your list, that's fun. You don't have to change it.
Okay.
All right. And my number 1, this should be no surprise to anyone, Dave Thomas, the creator of Wendy's.
That was the first. Okay,
was
Grandpa.
Really?
Okay, Grandpa. Here's another pot calling kettle Grandpa.
I want my chili. I want my small chili with my 6-piece spicy nuggets. That's all I want in life. And Dave Thomas made it for me. So
Dave
thank
Thomas
you, Dave Thomas
was literally the first name that came to mind.
That's
and
really
I thought
funny.
To myself, I need to think of other Daves.
I've broken you.
So I don't seem like a total idiot or that I'm 97 years old. But Dave Thomas is definitely who came to mind. Okay. Not in order of how they came to mind, because like I said, Dave Thomas was first. For me, number 3, Davy Crockett. It just came to mind. Dave. Okay. Number 2, my Uncle Dave out in Illinois. Not a listener, but hi, Uncle Dave.
Wow, that'll really propel our listenership. Your number 2 being a personal family member who doesn't listen to the show. And you have no more description of this person other than his name is Dave.
And though, speaking of our listenership, and this is not just because I'm a people pleaser, Dave Rubino, who is a very regular listener since the beginning of Gaytriarchs. Hi, Dave.
He's your number 1?
You're my number 1, Dave.
Aw. Now, did you knock Dave Chappelle off for Dave Rubino?
I had written, no, that was, Davy Crockett was his understudy.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm sure all of our listeners over 90 will remember who Davy Crockett is. That's very exciting.
And Dave Thomas.
Because I know you're so ready, what is next week's top 3 list?
All right, I want to hear your top 3 things that you're dreading about summer.
Okay, our guest this week is one of those. Like one of those people where from the actual second you first lay eyes on them, you're both destined to lead a life of crime together. She is that girl for me. She is a comedian, a podcaster, and even an actor in a Monistat commercial you can only find online. Her podcast, It's Broadway, Bitch, is a hilarious look at Broadway and all the tea is spilled, even though some of her guests are trash. But today, she is our trash, as she is the parent to one precious angel nightmare and another precious angel nightmare on the way. Mm-hmm. Please welcome to the show a straight person who has had sex at least twice, Casey Balsham.
Thank you so much. I mean, don't tell my doctor about the sex, but it'll be like, I thought I paid you for this.
I paid for some vaginal rejuvenation to look like just untouched unvarnished.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Hello.
Hi, welcome to my
Casey.
show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here in my own bed talking to you guys.
It is very sexy that you're on the bed.
Podcasting, it's
Thank
just
you.
such an easy life. It's just so casual, just from your bed. Here we go.
I know.
And now
Just
we'll
on
pay
your
for
bed.
our kids' college thanks to it. So
There we go.
Casey,
Yes.
how has your kid already driven you bananas today?
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, she just turned 2. So, and it's so funny, people are
Yikes.
like, oh, the terrible 2s. And you're like, she's cute. She's fine. But I swear, it's like she hit 2 and she became such a 2-year-old. Just everything is no. She threw a pair of scissors at a picture today.
Oh,
Whoa. Did she?
Yes.
Did they land spear side down or handle side down? Does she know?
It landed flat, but I just because I was cutting, we got her school pictures and I was cutting them and she wanted to be part of the process. And I was like, yeah, right. And so she got pissed at me, grabbed the scissors, and we were like, no, Goldie, no. And then she just looked us straight in the eyes and just chucked them. And she was standing on the dining room table already. So there was already some missteps along the way to getting to the scissors that were probably on us. But
yeah, that's on you.
Yeah. And then, she's that kind of kid where like I try to, she's not into lessons yet, So I say, Goldie, we don't throw that. Those are sharp. If we say no, it's because we're trying to keep you safe. And she just like fully like, what? Like throws her head back and is like, doesn't want anything to do with safety lessons or anything like that. So that I was kind of like, okay, Goldie.
Is she also intentionally defying you, like staring you dead in the eyes and then chucking the scissors like Chucky, for example?
I mean, does she get that from you or her dad? Where does she get that
I
from?
decline. I decline the answer.
I decline the answer. Well, when you first said like she threw the scissors at a picture, I was like, what is the picture of? Is it a picture of Pope Leo? Is it a picture of Stephen Sondheim? Like what is she anti? I want to know what she's totally anti.
It was like I think it was actually a picture of a bakery that we have on the wall. So like she loves carbs. She's a carb queen. So this was very out of character for this little girl. But yeah,
I love that she's a carb queen.
She will look at you dead in the eyes and like pee on something you saved up money for. It's like, like I'm like, you don't know how long, we save up to buy a couch of our own. And the fact that you will just run around and be like, this looks like a perfect toy. They don't get it. I'm like, these are the things I thought of when I was young. I'm like, I'm going to have my apartment. It would have rugs and carpets. She pees and poops on all the things I've paid for.
Like, textiles and I'm giving texture and everything, and she's like, I will shit on all of it.
I'll shit on all of it. I shit on all of it. Yeah, she is but she's so, she's getting to be so fun, but she is definitely, she's a stubborn little miss. She's defiant. She knows what she wants, she knows what she doesn't want, and she will tell you no until you fix it. It's not just like no, it's like no. And I'm like, oh, I hear you.
There is like this narrow window of time, I feel like, where they are capable of doing everything, but incapable of understanding like rules and all the things. And we tried, of course, we were, every parent is always like, well, I'm going to break the cycle. I'm going to figure it out. I know how to do it. I'm going to do a reward jar. I'm going to do a star chart. I'm going to do, and none of it works. We tried all of the things, but it starts to work around like 3.5.
Yeah,
you got time.
3.5 is where it starts to go. They go, wait, if I put my plate in the sink, I could get an extra treat tonight. And you can see the wheels starting to turn where you're at. It's just warfare.
Or there's the other perspective that's like, it just never gets better. And you're just always battling your children forever. Cause I have a 12 and a 13-year-old. And let me tell you, the meltdown we had last night about putting dishes in the sink might as well have been 2-year-old warfare. I'm not kidding.
I know. I get a little nervous because I feel like I didn't like curb my behaviors till I was like 33. So I'm like, I'm a little nervous that we're going to go through many a difficult years.
Now, I love that you're just rounding off the edges now.
I'm just at 43 as a mother of almost 2. I'm like, now is the time to start, being a good person.
I hope this isn't too intrusive, but how pregnant are you right now?
It's so funny. This is such a second kid. I don't even know. I think I'm 26 weeks. I think, let me see. I have the little app, but I'm pregnant. It's definitely like there's a bump. The pants.
This is not a surprise.
The pants are elastic. Yeah, it's you know what we've become. I'm 27 weeks. Hey, there we go.
Right.
Hey,
congrats.
Since yesterday. Yes. Okay.
Nice.
We're such a society now that has trained ourselves not to ask women if they're pregnant. That like I'm very pregnant, and people.
are still hesitating.
Yeah. And I'll be like, oh, because I'm pregnant. Like, oh, are you? And I'm like, at this point, it's rude. Like, it's like, I'm pretty fucking pregnant.
You're like, it's so fucking obvious. I did a community theater production of The Who's Tommy.
Okay, don't name drop.
in Tallahassee, Florida.
Boy.
You're welcome. But I will never forget as long as I live. There was a volunteer dresser backstage, this older woman. She was easily mid-60s.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, she had kind of a distended belly. And it wasn't like a huge deal, but like it looked, she wasn't fat. It just looked like whatever. And I will never forget as long as I live. I was standing near her and another actor came up to her and goes, oh my God, congratulations on your baby. And I literally, before the woman said anything, I just, like Amelie, where she turns into water and just disappears. Like, that's what I wanted to do. And she was lovely. She was like, oh, I'm not pregnant. I'm just a fat old lady. And she like laughed it off. But it was one of those moments where it's like, if you lit me on fire right now, I would be happier.
I would be
happier.
less uncomfortable than this moment right now. Yeah.
Now, but Casey, what I'm curious about is, was it 25 weeks ago that your daughter turned the corner and became devil child, or did you get pregnant knowing, well, I'm just going to have another devil child?
No, well. No, well, this is IVF, so it was very much like it was on a credit card and on a calendar.
Sure,
it was like a planned to do this again.
Yes.
It is.
You got American Express points. Yep. You're like, thank you very much.
Yep, we're traveling.
Take me to Florida,
baby. No, do you know that the first time we did IVF and we were unsuccessful? We had one round that didn't work, but we had racked up so many points that we're like, well, if I'm not pregnant, we should go to France. So
let's go to France.
So we were like, let's, if there's any good that can come out of not being pregnant this time and spending
drinking
$26,000, let's get up. Yeah. So no, this was, we kind of made the decision. Just, we knew honestly, I mean, not to be political, but like, I didn't know what was going to happen with IVF when Trump was elected. Like I was like, they may give my babies to some, I don't know.
Some Salvadorian immigrants.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Yeah, totally.
And then deport them.
Yes. They may make my babies get an ID and register. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. But so we just were like, you know what? I'm getting older. So we always felt very strong about Goldie having a sibling. And so we were like, you don't know if it's going to work with IVF. And this one just happened to take. And then we were like, but I swear to God, the last thing, there's so much other shit happening in our life that like the last thing on our minds right now is that there is a baby coming. Like every time I look down, I go, oh God,
understood.
Oh my, like, and it's August, like she's due soon. Like that we're like, oh my God, we've done nothing. I hope that
I'm so happy that you're going through this because this is, I mean, Gavin, you can attest, I can attest with having 2 children. Gavin has 2 children.
Yeah.
Second kid syndrome is so real,
100%.
But I gotta tell you, it's so freeing because it's almost too freeing because I've told the story in the podcast before, but I will never forget, like we were like racing to get out the door somewhere and my daughter was like an infant in her carrier and I put her on the couch because I was like getting my son's shoes on and everyone was crazy and we're all running out the door. Everyone goes outside. I run and I lock the door. And then as I'm walking out the door, out of the corner of my eye, I catch my daughter on the couch. And I was like, oh, fuck, we almost left her here. But it is so freeing to be like, we'll find like a half-eaten grilled cheese sandwich somewhere. She'll eat.
It'll be fine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it is very, we actively, but you know what? We put this one in before the other one turned 2. So before she turned into the devil child, and then she turned 2 a couple weeks ago and we were like, okay, well, we're going to, like, we keep going, like, I can't believe we have to do this all. We have to teach somebody how to eat again. We're going to have to go through this phase again. We're going to have to do everything again. There's something so fun to be like, oh my God, we get a baby again. But then you're like, oh my God, we have a fucking baby again.
We have a baby again. No, but you're going to be just as terrible with the second one, but you're going to care less. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be fantastic. Wait, so I'm curious. We were talking the other week with somebody else about like IVF and that whole thing. And from a gay person's point of view, it's just for gay people. But then when I arrive at the IVF clinic, I'm like, oh yeah, there's straight people.
Oh wait, the world doesn't revolve around me? Oh wait.
Well, no, it does still revolve around me.
Yes.
But what was like your IVF experience? How did that?
It was, it's the thing that nobody knows. People train you when you're a woman to like not get pregnant and all this stuff. And you're like, it's actually not that easy. Like there's like 20 days a year that you can get pregnant. Yeah. And a lot of people don't realize it's really 50-50. Like the sperm can be just as fucking tricky as old eggs, you know? So like there is a mixture of things, but obviously the woman we have to do more to kind of accomplish what we need. So we tried, I always say it's funny. I remember the first night we actually tried, it was like Halloween. I was drunk, dressed like Cruella de Vil. And I went to bed being like, I'm a mom, you know, and it's just like, not that simple. Cut to 5 years later, you know, we tried, we did all this stuff. We did IUIs, pandemic, all these things. And then eventually it was just kind of like, all right, we got to throw money at this. And it was something that I didn't like. I was going through it, but I only connected to it when I started writing jokes about it. Cause it was just the world of
lots of content.
Yeah.
Lots of
content, but the world of infertility, if you go on the internet, is just like sobbing and it's like, I needed a way to not feel like that. And so I was writing jokes about it, and it was really fun to connect with other women that way. But we started at one clinic, we moved to another clinic, and you know, it just was, so it took about 5 years to get Goldie. And then when we implanted this one and we picked a girl, my husband was very anti-boy baby.
Oh, interesting.
So, because we had, Goldie was our best quality embryo. So we went with obviously the first one were like the best quality, but then the other ones we had 2 boys and 2 girls, and they were all similar quality. So we're like, let's just try with the girl first. And I swear to God, 2 hours after she was in, I was like, I am fucking pregnant. I felt it. It was very strange. With Goldie, I think I was telling you, I was so sure it wasn't going to work. I hopped on a plane to Scotland to go to the Fringe Festival.
Oh, wow.
I was doing the show about not being able to get pregnant, and I found out there that I was pregnant, and I was
fraud.
Like, I know. Lies.
We don't have hypocrites on this show, so we really
now
appreciate.
You do. Now you do.
But I really want you for when your new daughter is born to remind her consistently and daily that she is a lower quality than Goldie.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She'll know.
It's important.
She'll know.
Goldie is an AA. You're a BA.
This is true. This is true. This one's going to be running her head into a wall, and I'm like, yep, yep.
So you are obviously a mom, but you're many other things.
So many. And, I mean, this is multi-hyphenate for show.
Here's the thing, Gavin. Unlike our multi-hyphenates, she's actually successful at her hyphenates.
Her website, which I had to browse just now. Is
not updated.
Extensive though. It is true. And you're like, oh, she's like living her own dreams all over the place.
Thanks.
She's living her dreams. You're a comedian and you're so fucking funny.
Thanks.
Not only are you funny in person because I've got to spend some time with you, but also like your clips, which have like gone around the internet.
This one, I just have one.
Tell us about the one.
This one just went real big. It was about childbirth and about being a woman. And, you know, I think we just, there's women kind of need someone to scream for them about some stuff right now. And I was like, I'll take it. And I have this joke where I kind of just am like, we shave our toes and we do hair removal and all this stuff. And I think people just, and it's gone so far. Like people from my life from years ago are reaching out being like, this is in my mommy group.
It's massive. Yeah.
So it was actually very, it's so funny because it's always when, you know, you were on my podcast, like I'm throwing everything. I'm really, because I love theater and I love to be in that world. And I've been throwing everything into this podcast, and comedy has been like a distant second. And it's always when you're not thinking about it that now all of a sudden people are like, when are you touring? And I'm like, well, I'm giving birth, so it's going to be a minute. But it's like I never expected that to happen because I wasn't even thinking about it. And now I've got I got a decent following, which is, you know, so stupid, but it's part of this stupid job. But
sure.
But
lean into it.
I know, because it becomes like this thing now where people will book you in clubs, and it becomes then a money thing. So I'm trying to do it, but it was really crazy. It's to watch it kind of go viral, and Monica Lewinsky shared it.
Oh wow.
Demi Moore shared it, and I was like,
I weirdly was just thinking about Monica Lewinsky this morning.
I know.
Because I often think about her. Dan Savage mentioned her on a podcast about something else, but I was thinking, should we have Monica Lewinsky on the podcast?
Why not? Hey, Monica, come on in. We had Casey. She and our next choice is definitely you, Monica.
That is the natural progression of guests.
Comedy is funniest because it's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
And despite the layers of sarcasm and cynicism in that viral bit, every bit of it is true.
There's a
right?
lot,
You have been
yeah.
prepping your entire life
Yeah.
to put up with the pain that the patriarchy has handed you. And here on Gaytriarchy,
Yes.
we want you to spill the tea.
Yeah, it is. It's it's by design. Men couldn't do it. Your hole's just not big enough. And
have you seen Gavin's
Have
hole?
you seen
He
David's
has got a
hole?
cavernous-
David's hole. We're talking the
right,
Holland
after,
Tunnel.
right after I said
We
it,
can't-
I went, listen.
Yeah, Gavin and I are just taking these softballs and throwing them at each other.
And
It's
landing them in the hole.
and landing them in the hole. But what's so
appreciate it.
funny, I'm terrible at social media, and I just use it like I think it's intended. Like whenever I feel like making a video, I do.
Sure.
But I accidentally had a video go mega viral, and it was me making fun of the pictures I get from daycare in the daycare app, and they're
I
always
love
these
that.
grainy, like
Yes.
a cross-eyed, like
Half
bullshit or whatever.
of her face.
Yep, and for whatever reason, it went like millions of views. It was like crazy, crazy,
so
crazy.
funny. I
And
need to see
then
that.
I was walking into daycare, and the woman at the front desk goes, "I saw your video," and I was like,
you're
and I
Because I
was
don't
like,
think you're supposed to post them.
probably
no,
not.
no,
Because
no,
I think
not
there's
at all,
like
because
rules
there's
about
also
it.
other children
Yes.
in
Were
the
you
photos.
busted?
Well, no, but it was kind of like, it was like the Angela Johnson bit where she's talking about, she does this whole like Vietnamese nail lady bit for a long time. And then her new bit was like, now when she goes to get her nails done, the Vietnamese people know the bit.
Mhm.
And they're like, hey, what your name? And like, they know. And it was the same thing. The woman was just like, I saw your video. Very accusatory.
Yeah.
And of course I'm like, I thought it wasn't this daycare. It was a totally different daycare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was totally
Wasn't even my kid.
Yeah, it wasn't even my
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
So
I
wait a
just
minute.
like taking pictures of other people's kids. Is that weird?
Yeah. and
Before
sharing
David
it.
needed to make this story about himself, I'm still curious, Casey, how much of it is in the truth? Do you feel
It's
like
all it all is. It's I've done every hair removal that there is possibly to do.
and we would not be able to deal with that?
It just that part was not that well, I know men do hair removal. You guys do certain things, but I think it's
True.
we my whole joke is that we all got mustaches at the same time, but like we didn't get to
Yes.
keep ours, and that is very true. I was a mustache, and my dad makes fun of me because then I got the dumb tattoo on my finger. He's like, "You spent thousands of dollars burning it out of your face just to get one tattoo."
Just to get one.
And then there's the high heels. There's the I say we wear bodysuits. It is a very strange, bizarre thing where we wear just like a t-shirt inside of our ass and walk around just for a perfect tuck, a perfect tucked shirt. And then curling our hair with it all came from these kind of lived experiences, and it is really funny to watch each of those things hit different women as to like what they relate to most. And then of course the thing being like we're having a child and it's the most pain, and our husbands are like, I don't know, these shoes are pretty stiff, and so many like these New Balances, I gotta write a letter, and it's so many women like responded to be like, do you know how much my husband complained about the little couch at the hospital, or like one woman was like, her husband had a headache, and so when the woman would come in to give her pain pills, she would give them to her husband after birth. And it's just like, it's all these crazy things about like, about just it's been very fun to try to keep up with these stories that the women have, and
unbelievable.
Yeah, and clearly they needed somebody to again just like scream about it, and I was willing to do it.
If I may, to make a ploy for the Gaytriarchs also,
Please
dare
do.
I say,
Please do.
it is fascinating though when you have to step up. Obviously different roles have to step up, and I feel like society just expects women to step up in ways that are so absurd.
Right.
And I'm not saying that I could go through the pain that you have gone through by any stretch, but there is sometimes a role where one of the partners is a little bit like, I think I have a cold. And the other one's like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I have full-blown stage 4 cancer and pneumonia and a hangnail right now, and I'm still parenting this child. But the other one's like, oh no, I can't.
Oh, yeah.
I have a tickle in my throat.
But what's so fucked up about it too is that a lot of that stuff is for the male gaze.
True.
The tucked in t-shirt and everything. You're like, we're doing this for men for whatever reason. What is so fucked up about it?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's so
okay,
insane.
wait.
No,
Enough of this bullshit. I don't want to run out of time before we talk about your podcast.
Yeah.
Because you're in the same bullshit racket we are. But yours,
Yeah, we're doing
your
it.
podcast is great. Tell us about Tell us about
thank
It's
you.
Broadway, bitch.
Okay, it's Broadway, bitch.
Yeah.
This is my dream podcast because I've been like, I was a theater major. I did musical theater in school. I rented a chorus line when I was sick. All this stupid shit, and I
We love
just
it.
have
We love it.
always
Mhm.
I've always wanted to kind of be in this world and be considered like a voice. And I just feel like people that talk about it are so kind of like uppity. And as I'm doing this podcast, I'm learning it's because, there's millions of dollars on the line. So sometimes the questions do have to be a bit softbally, but I just wanted to kind of try to do something else. And I just, I wanted to get involved. And I had been tossing around this idea for, I swear to God, like it's just that thing that I've always wanted to do. And imposter syndrome and all of it just kind of stopped me from doing it. And it's like, this is the year. And I don't know if it's becoming a mother where you're like, oh, I need to provide. And I need to try to do something that makes me feel happy. That I started this, and it's been so fun. It's been just so, I've got some like incredible guests, people that I can't believe they're saying yes to me. I'm like, I'm nobody, but I am.
I know, but we will say yes. We actors will say yes to anything.
Literally
Don't be
anything.
insulted.
That's
but
what I'm learning. So
you literally could get anybody you've ever wanted by a quick email. That's all you need.
So yeah, I'm trying to just have fun with it.
Yeah, and you know what? Listen, so now you speak the Broadway language like we do, and so we have so much to talk about. I have so many questions for you.
Yes.
You asked me questions, but I was like, I have so many. But my first question for you is, what is your favorite Broadway musical that Gavin was in? Here are your choices.
Okay.
Head Over Heels.
Okay.
Annie, Priscilla,
Queen of the
Desert, Spamalot, and 42nd Street.
I'm going to say Priscilla.
Oh,
it was
okay.
God, that was a good show. It was so fun. And I became a dad while in Priscilla.
Oh,
Queen of
did
the Desert,
you?
which obviously you know the show. And I was the understudy for the lead who's going across the country to find his son. And it was very meta. It was really profound.
We like that. We like a meta show. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you believe that Gavin Lodge sang off pitch in 5 Broadway shows?
But I fit the costumes. And that's all that it comes down to. You just have to fit the costumes.
At a certain point, you just need the hip line. That's it.
Yeah,
you just need the measurements.
the amount of times a musical director has said to Gavin, "This is an A, not this," is amazing.
So, share with us some of the anecdotes from the podcast thus far. That, without giving too much away, obviously everybody should finish listening to this episode,
yes,
and then all of the other episodes that they haven't listened to of Gaytriarchs, and then eventually get over to It's Broadway, bitch. But share us some favorite anecdotes of being a podcaster as the Broadway bitch. Can we call you that too?
You can call me that. I call myself that. No, it's been really fun to hear the stories of the behind the scenes stuff and just kind of like how things come to be. And it's just, all of it has been completely fascinating to me. And, the most fascinating stuff is once the mic goes off and they give me the real tea. And then having other people come and give me the tea about the people that have already been on. It's been a whole thing, but everybody has been lovely. It's like I feel like there's so many people that I'm like, I want to be your best friend. Like it's a different community that I'm used to. I'm used to comics, and it's a different type of energy, and I just really like it. I've just been and I like the stories of kind of how things got to be. And I like also kind of throwing a curveball at them and kind of taking a question away that they don't assume it's going to go, and getting some fun stories that way too.
But I think it's because why it's successful and why I think you feel that energy of like, I want to be your best friend, or I want to be your best friend, is because we're all sharing in the fucking joy. Yes, the tea and like all the drama and the information, but like we all collectively fucking love musical theater.
I know.
And it is a weird thing that happens on Broadway when you are working, and Gavin, you can attest, when you're in a Broadway show, there's this like cool kids atmosphere of like, oh God, another show. It's the job. Like there's this like, oh, I'm so over it. But I know bubbling underneath, we're all listening to like Aida on our headphones. Do you know what I mean? So like we all fucking love this show. Speaking of, give me your top 2 favorite musical theater experiences. Ooh. It can be not the best shows, but your favorite times being in a theater, seeing a show that you're like, oh fuck, this was amazing.
Ooh, okay. For my birthday last year, we were in London, and my daughter was young, and my husband let me go. I went to go see Cabaret on the West End by myself, and I sat in I was like in the cabaret.
The cafe.
Club.
Yes, and I went through the little club before, and I drank sparkling rosé, and I smoked a cigarette after, and I just had like a mommy night out, and I just and that show is so involved that it just like was great. And then here's another time that it is a show that was kind of people. I might have been one of 5 people that loved it. When I loved Bright Star in a way.
Okay.
And again, I usually get a little bit drunk when I go to shows, not when I'm pregnant because they frown upon that. But I was definitely like drinking my white wine. I was front row mez, which are like great seats.
Best seats.
And I was so enthralled with it that the next day, definitely hungover. I was like, I bought the soundtrack. I'm like sobbing at some of the things. And it was just like one of those things that my brain never went somewhere else. I was in that show the whole time.
Yeah,
and
that's a magical experience when you feel like you're not seeing the walls of the theater. So what I'm learning about you love Nazis and rednecks. Like that's like top line. Those are your favorite kind of people.
I got to put those in my bio.
Together.
Sometimes together. If you're a Nazi or a redneck, please DM me. I will leave my husband. I'll leave my husband if you want. yeah. But those are 2 off the top of my head. But it's like I've seen so much, but I really love those. I also really loved Significant Other. Watching Significant Other, I had did you guys see that play with? It was Lindsay Mendez getting like.
Oh yeah,
Rebecca Naomi
remember
Jones.
it? Sure.
Yeah, it was. And John Bellman. It was such a good. It was just such a good play about friendship, and they end with like a Celine Dion song is kind of the. Running also speaking of Titanic, I've seen 3 times and each time has been very, very fun as well. But that show also was just like it stayed with me where like whenever I listen to that song now, I'm like, oh, like the Because You Loved Me by Celine Dion, which is a song we all know, but because of that show, I just always am like, oh, friendship. And so it just, it gets me. Some shows stay with ya.
All right. Conversely, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Hell yeah.
You asked me on the podcast.
Ooh, okay.
Which was, what is a show that everyone loves that you're like, this is fucking trash? What are you talking about?
Oh
I mean, you had a more elegant way of asking that question, but this is Gaytriarchs. This is not its Broadway.
Well,
bitch.
Phantom. I'm not a fan. Phantom, and I hated Stereophonic. My dad will not let me live it down. We've got expensive tickets before it closed.
Oh,
and
wow.
he's still like, I can't believe you took me to that fucking awful thing.
Because everybody loved it. You were told to love it.
I was told, and even where me and my dad were sitting there, the play was over and everybody's standing up, and he's like, the people behind us were like, phenomenal. And me and my dad were like, I guess we have to stand up. Like we just were like,
yes, the pressure of the standing ovation. You want to secretly let the cast and everyone know, I'm just standing here because of social obligation.
Yeah.
I don't actually think this was great.
I didn't like Stereophonic. And then just some other ones I don't know if they were universally like, but I wasn't a fan of War Paint. I wasn't a fan of the Carousel redo. Even though I liked the actors in it, I just was like, what is this show? But
it's hard. Sometimes the Rodgers and Hammerstein stuff kind of comes up that way where you're like, I appreciate this for historic value.
This is a different
There's
time.
lots of themes. It's fabulous. The actors, you can see how it's a period piece that you're like, did they really need to redo
But if it lives up there with
Yes.
this like intellectual like respect, like that's not an enjoyable experience.
I know.
I mean, like it's got to live in, like you said, where like I've disappeared. Like when I saw the Color Purple revival, I was there. I was in that room with the 3 wooden chairs. That was the entire set. But it didn't matter. I was just like, so there. Gavin, what about you? What's the show that everybody loved and you were like, this is terrible? David should star in this show.
I haven't seen much this season. In fact, I've only seen one show, and I was lucky to go to it. And I feel like I'm ragging on something that is actually pretty universal. And I think everybody actually see. You need to cut this out because I am not ready to answer this because I kind of like everything. I mean,
not a harsh critic. You're not, but
I'm not a harsh critic. I'm like there for the. Now I will pick it apart and be like, well, let me tell you. I mean, I didn't love it, but God, we're gonna have to skip over that. But I still want to know, Casey. Can I prod you a little more about? Can you just give us a surprise from your podcast where you're like, oh, I had no idea of this story. That's what our listeners want to know. They don't give a shit about my opinions.
Okay. I have two. One of them was just kind of a fun moment where this one's not out yet, but I interviewed Christiane Knoll, who obviously is like, she's been around. She's like the kindest, and she's like so soft-spoken and so nice. And I asked her, because she was in Jekyll and Hyde, and I was like, do you have a Hyde like personality, like when maybe you're cut off in traffic? And she, without even blinking, goes, one time I called someone a cock-sucking son of a taint. And I was like,
oh.
And she doesn't cuss. She's like, and I don't cuss, but the way that she just kind of like, after being so like soft spoken and nice and talking about, like all these shows, and she's like, I said cocksucking son of a Tate, and I lost my shit.
I rolled off her tongue.
My shit. And she's like,
but said with such diction.
But it like was still so like proper, but it was just so funny that I was like, I just got this soprano to say cocksucking son of a Tate.
That's amazing.
And then I also I loved the Donna Vivino episode that is out, and she just talks very truthfully about an experience that happened in Hell's Kitchen, where she was kind of things didn't go the way that she thought they were going to go, and she like kind of wasn't going to talk about it, and then did, and it was just so honest and so open, and part of the business. And I really appreciated her kind of just being so free. And it's it is very much like she was in the show, and then she thought she was going to go on, and they brought in a replacement, and she was kind of like, well, okay. And I don't know
that old story.
Yeah. And her voice is like, cause I was like, if they have you, why did they bring in someone else? And she's like, I don't have any idea. And it was just so real to hear it. And I've had a lot of stories about heartbreak, about thinking you're going to go on with the show and all this stuff. And so that stuff has always been interesting, but she was just so open and honest. And it was fascinating to kind of hear the back end of that.
I remember like having doing all the understudies from Shrek on Broadway basically were offered the principal version, where whoever they understudied for the tour. Yeah. Except for me.
Oof.
And
wild.
That was fucking. And then I ended up getting the part because they fired the guy who they hired. And so it was like, it was one of those things where like I was trying to like shake it off and just let it go.
Yeah.
But I wanted to like grab each of them by the shirt collar and be like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Did you for a second think, maybe I'll turn this down when they offered it to you?
No, are you kidding me? Dream role, 17 minutes on stage, insane amounts of
Princess
money.
track.
By Princess track. I took a nap in between my scenes. It was fucking fantastic.
That's unbelievable.
No, not at all.
Let me bring it back to myself. While you were talking, I was thinking, not listening to anything that you just said, but I was thinking, what show have I seen that I spent a shit ton of money on and went, really? Is that all it was? The Producers.
Really?
Ooh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take.
Now, it's probably because of the expectations building up to it. Everybody being like, this is the funniest thing that anybody has ever. And I was like, I mean,
but I bet Casey loved it because it was full of Nazis, right?
It was my favorite. Yeah, I was wet the whole time. It was crazy.
That entire that 8-minute sequence,
that
she was
whole
just
show.
like, totally
edging for springtime.
I was edging.
Yes.
Do you think that phrase has ever been said in that exact order?
Edging for springtime?
Edging for springtime for Hitler. Have you ever? Can you imagine?
It's the name of my memoir.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Casey
Please
Balsham.
do.
Edging for springtime with Hitler.
Oh, my God.
In Germany. I love it.
So that is a perfect transition.
Thank you.
To our final question about parenting.
Oh, great. Let's bring it back to my Anglo-Saxon white child. Go ahead. My blonde-haired, blue-eyed child.
Exactly. That is exactly the transition I meant. So when you think about all the experiences you've gone through with your child and possibly your second, what is the one thing that you were like, I will never forget the time when? When did you earn that parenting badge so hardcore? When did everything go wrong?
I don't even know if I thought maybe it was like a thing when I remember when me and you were talking, when you realized that the stuff that you've taught them, they've ingested it. So it's like,
I mean like when your kids shit all over you.
We want poop in public restaurants.
Oh yes. Yeah, that was the first time I took her out by myself. I took her to my friend's baby shower around a bunch of other comics. My friend writes for SNL. So there's like all these other comics, all these people there. She'd given my daughter this cute little tutu outfit, and I brought Goldie, it's the first time I'm driving into the city with a fucking baby. And I'm like, oh, like I'm already scared. Of course I look back and I just see, and I'm like, okay. And she had shit all over the tutu. She shit all over a car seat. And I was like, I don't even know if I remember to bring clothes. So like I had her in this cute out. And I think I had like 2 mismatched things. And here I was about to debut my baby to be like, isn't she cute? And she's in like fucking like homeless clothes or whatever I found in the back. And then I'm there at the party. And I also then my boobs just started leaking. So not only that, but now I'm holding, it's so hot out. I'm wearing this, and I've just got I've got circles on my tits. We were like taking a picture, and my friend was like, sis, you gotta
wet titties.
You're leaking. No. And none of those pictures of me have been posted. I've seen the group photos. None I am included in. And so I'm just like, it's like the middle of summer. I'm sweating. I've got a shit, like
That's amazing.
and I've got leaky tits, and I just was like, here we go. We did it.
Here we go. This is parenting.
I was like standing up breastfeeding at one point while we were all like talking, and I was like, oh, sit down. It was just like, it was my first outing by myself with her, and I was like, this is hard. This is
never
dumb.
Again.
Yeah. And now it's
literally
like
never again.
Now me and Robbie look at each other. We're like, did we even bring a diaper? Like, we're like, if she shits, it'll be fine in there for a little bit. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. Well, Casey, I cannot believe you have wasted your precious time on our shitty little podcast, but I so appreciate you demeaning yourself by being here.
Oh
Thank
my God,
you so
fun.
much. Everyone, go
Thank
subscribe to It's Broadway, Bitch. Well, she'll talk all about Nazis the whole time. And yes, and thank you for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
So something great that happened to me recently is that I got to be a guest at the Goodspeed Opera House Gala.
I saw that on your stories.
I know that is super niche, but hey, we have listeners in Connecticut, so they know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And for those who don't know, their Broadway musical lore, Annie was first produced at Goodspeed. And so that little redheaded girl has been given a lot of money to Goodspeed for the last, 40, 50, 45 years. And so they unveiled they were doing a renovation outside of the theater with like ADA compliant ramp and better stairs and lighting and everything. And they also unveiled at the gala a statue, like a bronzed statue of Annie. Of Sandy.
One's a dog, one is a child. Which one? Okay, the dog. Got it. Okay.
Both of them cartoons. Anyway, and it was just a wonderful little tribute to the history of musical theater and my area and live theater, which, along with all of the other arts across the country, are seriously under attack by the Trump administration. Anyway, it was pretty something great to see, musical theater history being made in bronze sculpture form.
This is such a musical theater episode. We have Casey as our guest. Yep. You're talking. Your something great is musical theater, and my something great is musical theater.
Oh, really?
For our listener who doesn't like musical theater, who gets through it to get through to whatever else they like about the show.
To hear us riff on our closer and see what word we have in. But this is also the episode where we said Sports Illustrated now 5 times throughout.
That's true. Orchestra. You're right about that. So my something great is something that has been growing on TikTok for the past year. And if you are anywhere near the musical theater side of TikTok, you have seen this. And it is arguably the best part about the internet and TikTok in general, which is the additive culture of things. So there was a guy, he has a TikTok account. He is a young musical theater writer. His name is Oliver Richmond. And he did this thing where he was going to write a song a day for 365 days. So every day he'd post a video and it would just be, 15 to 20 seconds of some little ditty. And he did it for a while. And then he wrote one called The Ballad of Phil and Phyllis, which was about the groundhog, Puxatawny Phil. And it was this like gorgeous Stephen Sondheim kind of vibe, very like, dramatic or whatever. And it blew up. And then when it blew up, people started duetting. People started orchestrating it. Yeah. Joy Woods, who's a huge Broadway star, sang with him and created this other line. And then it became all these other things. Well, what happened was then Oliver smartly wrote the whole song, wrote it from top to tails. It's like a 3.5-minute song, and then hired an orchestrator who orchestrated the thing. And then Joy Woods and him did this music video, and they just released it last week. And it is fucking beautiful.
Oh, wow.
The lyrics are just magical. Everyone's like begging him to write this entire show. I don't know if that's possible, but this song is really great. It's actually going to be our playout music today because I bought it on iTunes. So if he tries to sue me, I paid him $1 for it. So anyway, my something great is Oliver Richmond and his The Ballad of Phil and Phyllis. And that is our show. If you have any comments, suggestions, or general compliments, you can email us at GaytriarchsPodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can DM us on Instagram. We are at GaytriarchsPodcast. On the internet, David is at David FM Vaughn everywhere, and Gavin is at Gavin Lodge in the next ballad written by Oliver Richmond.
Please leave us a glowing 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts.
Thanks, and we'll pose for you on the cover of Sports Illustrated next time on another episode of Gaytriarchs.
You can have the fame, Phyllis. I'd give up all the fame. You can have the overbearing stares, the noisy crowds, the holy shadow, and the shame, Phyllis. But don't pretend you want this. Don't be so naive. I'll say these words again and again, but by then you're bound to leave. They always leave.
Then I guess that I'm just like the rest.
Why must you leave?
We can't all live forever. I sure was never as blessed.
Nothing's supposed to live forever, Phyllis. Nothing's supposed to last that long. The burrows we made will eventually fade, and all be left to sing the same old song. But if nothing's supposed to live forever, Phyllis, why am I the one who's cursed to see the sprout begin to spawn, till the things I know are gone, till everyone moves on? But hold me, Phyllis, hold me like an apricot, hold me like the world is not about to wave goodbye.
You washed my foot
I don't like
How many times have you had to
Please don't say goodbye.
Nothing's supposed to live forever. Nothing's supposed to last that long. That's what they say, Phil. It all goes away, Phil. But something deep inside me knows they're wrong. If nothing's supposed to live forever, I'll give you a part of me. I guarantee you'll find in the winters and the springs, in the song your shadow sings. Forever is the things I leave behind.
Behind?
You'll see me in their smile, and their claws will make you take pause, and maybe the burrows we made will come back to your mind.
Will eventually
Back
fade,
when we weren't
and I can't
afraid.
persuade the sun to let us
Set
find.
and let
us start
the
over
slaver last
before
do
you
what
leave me
behind. supposed to
Nothing's supposed to live forever, Phyllis.
But the tighter
The
you
deeper
hold
you look in my eyes,
the more that can't be true. And the sprouts
in the
begins to
winters
spawn,
and the springs,
and the things
in the
I
song your
know
shadow
on,
sings,
till everyone moves on, but us two guys. Nothing's supposed to live forever.
nothing's supposed to live forever.
Nothing's
How
supposed
can
to
I
live forever. We